Hey there guys, this is Leo with DualSim.us, and right now I want to do a full review of my ASUS ZenFone 2. And so this is a dual SIM device that I thought was the best dual SIM device on the market available right now. But there are a few things that made me think otherwise. But before we talk about it, let me walk you through the phone and what I do like about it, because there's a lot of things I do like about this phone. Well, first of all, it's a 5.5-inch screen, which is really nice. It's big. You can watch movies on it. You can, read stuff. It's good for GPS navigation. It's just great overall. I think it's an optimal size, 5.5. It's better than 5. I like it a little bit more. But the problem with this phone is when you use it with one hand, they place the capacitive touch buttons on the bottom, and you cannot remap them. So this is always a multitasking button. In the center you have a home button, and on the left you have a back button. So most people are right-handed, and for some reason ASUS decided to put a back button on the left side, which is, I think, super stupid, because when you use it one-handed you can barely reach it. You can see there I can hardly reach the back button, so I have to hold it kind of sideways, and the phone just tends to fall out of your hand, and it's completely unnatural to do this. And I think LG with their G3 and G4 did a much better job placing the software buttons on the bottom, and you can actually move them around. You can remap them, you can add more, and this is, you're basically stuck with these capacitive touch buttons. You cannot remap them, you cannot do anything about them, and you cannot use software buttons. So this is super annoying for me, and probably for many other people would be the same. But let's move on. If you're fine with that, that's good. The screen, as I was saying, it's 5.5-inch, but it's not a very bright screen. A lot of other phones have a much brighter screen than this one. Although it's still usable, it's a little hard to see in the sunlight, like if you're taking pictures outside during the day. It's a little hard to see, but other than that, it's very good. You can easily use this phone for GPS navigation. You can see everything on it. So the dual SIM, this is the part I really like about it. You have two active SIMs. You can only use internet on one of them. Unfortunately, you can't switch around, but the phone calls on both SIMs are really clear, really good quality. So I have two SIM cards in it right now. I'll show you. Let me pull the back off. So there's SIM card 1, SIM card 2. They're both T-Mobile right now, and I have a 64 gigabit micro SD card in there as well. No hackery to get that in. Alright, so as I said, the dual SIM works really well. So let's say you want to send a text message. You just press plus, you type something, and you get an option to send it from SIM 1 or SIM 2. This is super easy. Same with phone calls. You basically, okay, so 1 second. Okay, the same with the phone. So you basically go into the phone app, you dial a number. Let's say you dial White House, so that's 800 White House. And you can say call from SIM 1 or SIM 2. It's very easy. You can just start dialing, or again from SIM 1, and you can set a default SIM to send text messages or to send phone calls. So this is super convenient. Now the call quality, as I said, is very good on this phone, both speaker and earpiece there, and the proximity sensor works well. So when you're making a call and you put the phone to your ear, the screen goes off. Some other phones it doesn't work that well, and you press buttons with your ear and then you go like, what the hell did I do? So it doesn't happen here. What I really like about this phone is the camera. The camera app itself, it's pretty nice. So I always like when you have quick access to the flash. Sometimes on other phones you have to use some additional menu to get the flash, and that's super annoying. Now also the settings, while simple, it's very comprehensive, so you can basically pretty much adjust any setting on the camera. And there's anti-shake. I'm not sure if this is software or hardware and image stabilization, but the camera works really nice. I've made a lot of pictures with it so far, and I really like the quality. Now let me get the screen brightness. So smart brightness off. Alright. So let me take a picture with this phone. So let's say going over there. Okay, so I just took a picture outside my car. Let's look at it. So you see, like, that girl walking the dog is really far away, but you can see her very clearly. So yeah, also the videos are come out pretty good. You can record 1080p videos, pretty nice sound. I'll show you a video sample in a separate video. Alright, so this is the camera app. There is a lot of crapware on this phone, and without root access you can disable a few of them, but you cannot delete most of them. So as you can see, I can scroll through the crapware and it just doesn't end. And it's very annoying because, like, you get notification from this ASUS support and some other apps which you don't really want unless you use them. And most people don't. I still don't understand why these manufacturers still put the crapware on their phones and don't let people delete it. It's super annoying. I don't know how to deal with it. Okay, the GPS. So when you turn it on, it takes a few seconds to basically find your location. Let's do it. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi. So let's go to apps, recent apps, kill everything. Okay, so here is Google Maps, and let's see how. Okay, so it finds us very fast. Now, keep in mind, I am actually abroad right now, and I'm in Tel Aviv, and I am roaming, as you can see there. So I'm on T-Mobile. It's a free roaming international, which is really nice of T-Mobile. You don't have to pay anything. But even with like a very slow data roaming, it's 128 kilobytes. The GPS works really nice. You can get directions pretty fast. Sometimes it takes a while for this phone to find its location. Right now it did it fast, but I have encountered a couple of times where it took maybe a minute to find location while I was driving. Now, so you should plan your route before you start driving. Okay, we'll leave the GPS. Now, there's an accessory that comes with this phone. It's called a circle, ASUS cover. So basically it's a circle cover, and I really like the way it works. So you close the phone, you close the cover, there is a magnetic thing that locks the screen, and you have these widgets that you can actually adjust and modify. You can add more widgets, I'll show you in a second. Like, you can have a music widget, there's a quick camera access. So you just do it without even opening the cover. You can just take pictures, just like so. Okay, so you can go into weather. So here's our weather in Tel Aviv. It's pretty hot. Another thing I really like, so all these phones have flash, but it's so hard to get the flashlight to turn on. And with this smart cover, you can basically just flip that on, and as you can see, the flashlight is off. And then you can flip it down, the flashlight is on. So really convenient. But the problem with these smart covers is that it's really hard to hold the phone with one hand. It was hard without the cover, now it's even worse. So when you open it, like this thing is in your hand, you can see, and it's like, now it's even worse. I can't even reach the back button, even if I really try hard. So I have to kind of hold the phone like that. So I have to put my my fingers between the cover and the flap is just there. So very annoying from a usability perspective. I don't know, maybe if they did flip to the top, it would be much better. But it is what it is. You know, it's nice to use this cover. You can make phone calls without opening the cover. If you want, you can get one where you like can put a driver license or something like that, if there is enough room. I don't think there is. So I do like the cover for the functionality, but usability of it is really horrible. Now I actually am using this aftermarket. It's not ASUS made cover, so as you can see, it has like this crack which happened without dropping the phone. I don't even know how that happened. So it's $10 on Amazon. You know, it's nothing to fret about. If it breaks, you just get a new one or keep using this one like I am doing, but it's sort of inconvenient. I prefer the bumper cases. I actually recommend everybody put a case on their phone, but some people hate them, and you know, I understand them. It adds bulk to your phone. So as I was saying, it's a really nice phone. It's a little bulky. I like the camera, I like the dual SIM, but here's what I don't like. So number one, the phone has Gorilla Glass on it, Gorilla Glass 3, and in the first 2 weeks I managed to scratch the whole screen pretty badly without even putting keys in my pocket. I don't carry change, I hate change. So basically it was pocket linked in my wallet, which is just leather. There's no metal parts on it, and somehow I managed to put a crap ton of scratches on the screen. And I actually made another video about it. You can see it in the description below. And what I did after 2 weeks, I put a glass screen protector. You can see right there, it sort of protrudes above the phone, above the glass. So this is really nice. I like it. It also got scratched right away, but I don't care about it. It costs like $8-9 on Amazon, free shipping with Prime. So it's much better than, you know, scratching or cracking the main screen, which is pretty much impossible to replace, or if it is possible, it will cost you almost the same as getting a new phone, which is ridiculous. So for $9, you basically protect your screen. It's supposed to be shutterproof. I don't know how well that works, but you know, it's additional layer of protection. Can't beat it. It's nice. Now the phone is pretty thick, and it also makes it a little inconvenient. But you know, as long as it's not like all those old phones which were flip and like they were this thick, like a couple of inches almost, you know, it's still okay to carry it in the pocket. So another feature I really like about this phone is knock on, knock off on the screen. So because the power button is located at the top, it's super inconvenient. It's hard to reach, it's hard to press, it's very small. Especially with the case on, it's almost impossible to press it. This screen knock on, knock off features works pretty well. The only thing that doesn't work, if you have like a lock screen, say pattern or pin on your phone and you have that activated, you cannot shut your phone screen off. I'll show you what I mean. So here's my G3, it has a knock on, same feature, and if I double tap on a lock screen, it goes on, goes off. This doesn't work on ZenFone 2. You can only knock off when you're inside your launcher. And again, this only works on the launcher if you tap on an empty space. You cannot do this inside an app because the phone will not understand what you're trying to do. So that's really great. The battery life on this phone is pretty good. If you start taking a lot of pictures, you will drain the battery pretty fast. Other than that, normal use, you should get through the day. It's 3000 milliamp hours battery, you know, standard size for these large phones now. The speaker volume, as I said, was good. The location of volume rocker, I like it because I've been using G3 for a while before this phone, so I enjoy the rocker on the back. It's actually very natural to place your finger on the back when you hold your phone, and it lands right on the volume. I just wish they put the power button in the same location. As I said, the top is super inconvenient. Back to the camera, guys. So I've used a lot of phones in my life, and I think this so far has the best front-facing camera. So let me take a picture. Now, all other phones, I'll even show you on my G3. You can even see in this video, so that a front-facing camera, even on G3, is pretty crappy. See, it's not as vivid, it's not as natural. And so the screen protector is not actually covering the front-facing camera. It's just the lights are not natural. I'll even do it side by side for you. And I'll put the pictures in a video so you can see. I think this is a super high quality front-facing camera, the best I've used so far. Now, it's very subjective, and I rarely use front-facing camera, so, you know, I'm not a big selfie guy, but the quality so far is the best that I've seen. Now, the main problem that I do have with this phone is actually it's began to shut down recently, just by itself, no warning. So how it happened? I was driving, I was using GPS on this phone, and I think it started overheating. I don't know why it's happened. This happened before I updated the software, before I installed the over-the-air update, and it was pending for a couple of days. I just didn't want to install it, blah blah blah. I was driving, it started shutting down. So I had to pull over, I had to restart the phone, turn it on, get the directions again, boom, it shuts down after a few seconds again. So I think it's overheating. I've never had that problem before. In 2 months, it just started a week ago. But the 2 months before that, I've not had this problem. I was using this GPS a lot, I was using it for taking pictures. But it started, I don't know how to deal with it. I've installed the over-the-air update. It even got worse. After that, I even managed to soft brick the phone. It just wouldn't turn on. I was trying to reset the phone. I thought it was something with the software, something I did. No, so I reset it. I actually installed a clean version of Android. Not installed, I basically reset the phone. I deleted everything. It's still shutting down. And I will try to show you how it happens. So, if we have the GPS on, let's start the Bluetooth. You know, like the stuff you use a lot. And let's get the Google Maps. And let's get directions somewhere and start driving, and we'll see. So let's drive here. Just anyway. I think in a few seconds or a couple of minutes this thing will shut down by itself. I'll show you. So while this is running in the background, let's launch an app, take a few pictures. Now, actually, in an app, we gotta set that it remembers the picture location. So location on. Okay, so you see the screen went off. I don't know why it happens, but I think in a few seconds this phone should shut down by itself. Now, actually, before I started recording this video, I held this phone to my air conditioner because the first time I started recording, it was shutting down continuously, so I had to cool it off. Okay, there you go. So see, I didn't even do anything. So the power button is here. I was holding like that, and okay, I think the phone is completely off now. So now I have to restart the phone, and this happens continuously. Super annoying. Like I completely cannot use this phone anymore. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna install. As you can see, the white screen indicates that I've unlocked the bootloader, and I'm gonna install a custom ROM on this phone. Maybe that will help the problem. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it's a software, because when I went into recovery to reset the cache and reset the phone, it shut down as well, and that's how I bricked the phone. It shut down while in recovery, where it doesn't really use the GPS or any of that power consuming and phone heating stuff. So super annoying. I can't use this phone anymore. Maybe it's isolated just to my device. I actually took it to a local ASUS service, and the warranty is not international. You cannot do anything here. You have to pay if you want to fix it. Now again, I'm abroad. I'm in another country, and on top of that, I actually bought this phone. It's an international version from Taiwan, so for me to get warranty, I have to fly to Taiwan to fix it, which is ridiculous. So now I'm stuck. Basically, I'm screwed. I have to fix it on my own, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. I don't think I'm the only one, because I've seen some other people with the same problem where their phone just reboots randomly. But I've isolated the problem to be the GPS and overheating, because when you use the phone normally, it usually doesn't shut down, or it takes a much longer time for it to shut down than right now, with the GPS. As you've seen, it took just a few seconds and it was off. So you have to account for this problem. And from what I heard, the ASUS warranty is not really that good as far as like dealing with the customer service. But I've only dealt with it here abroad, and whatever else I just told you, I heard from other people who had problems with ASUS customer service. Alright, so this was Leo with dualsim.us. I do recommend this phone. A few of my friends also have it, and they have no problems with it. Maybe it's because I have a Taiwanese version, and what you buy in US right now, it's a slightly different model. Everything else is the same, but a few differences software wise, and maybe LTE wise, maybe there's a couple of more or less bands. Now the US version is also dual SIM. It comes in 16 gigs and 1.8 gigahertz processor, or 64 gigs storage, 4 gig RAM, and 2.3 gigahertz processor. And as I said, my Taiwanese version, it's 2 gigabytes RAM, it's a 32 gig storage, which is not available in the US, and it's a 1.8 processor. So you probably will have a much better luck. I've not heard many reports about it. I went on XDA. There's not much you can find about this random shutdown stuff. So I guess it's a very isolated problem that I'm having. It's just my luck, and you should not have this problem most likely. Plus, if you buy it in the US, you will have warranty, unlike me. I bought this phone imported. So it's a really nice phone. Assuming that you don't have this other reboot problem, I do recommend it. But I have the problem. I have to deal with it right now. So if you like it, I will place a link in the description below, and you can buy this phone on Amazon or on Newegg for $200 for the cheaper version, and $300 for the 64 gigabyte storage, 4 gig RAM, and 2.3 processor. Other than that, the phones are identical. Alright, so this was Leo with dualsim.us. Subscribe to our channel. Click like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will place some other videos in the description about this phone, about the screen, the cover, smart cover, and also the photo and video samples. Alright, see ya.